Hey everyone, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net. Hopefully you guys could hear me. So yeah, today we got some Bummertown news, we got some fun news, and some video game Star Wars news. All the news, good and bad. So let's share a tab. We were gonna go on a bit later, but we decided we're gonna go on now. And I'm waiting for Rob to show up. And when he does, act like he's not here. That's the first rule of Rob showing up. Always act like he's not here. Okay. And then once he's here, I guess he has the power to put himself on. Can you hear me, Rob? Can we hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you talking shit.
I was recording like, hey, can we do the show early? And I was like, yeah. And then I got on here and I turned this on and I blasted myself like George McFly. I am Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. You know, I was like, ah.
Sometimes I think I could just trick you to doing the show early and then not show up and just make you do it early.
That's fine. I usually like to do it early. I mean, you know, it just sucks when we do it early that something happens. But we'll use Bespin Bulletin's article because why not? Give Bespin a coffee. He needs Fortnite skins.
This breaks Rob's heart.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of times, when actors go, I don't give two shits. I just go, oh well. Hope you're right with your maker. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like I don't really care. But this guy, he brought in like I mean, he seemed like a nice man. People that worked with him said he was nice, and then his body of work is good. He's always brought in like cool stuff. He's always played fun characters. He hasn't been in the most highbrow stuff all the time, but overall, like more fun than not. You know, I would say.
Yeah, he he played the Punisher in that movie Lexi Alexander directed. And it was really cool because the look of the film was very much like an artist called Tim Bradstreet. He had done these kind of like really cool, moody photo, I don't know, graphic style Punisher covers. They're really dope. And we had met him. Me and my buddy like ran into him at Chili's or something like that. I want to say it was a Chili's in El Cajon.
Ray Stevenson?
Not Ray Stevenson, but Tim Bradstreet, the artist.
Okay. I was like, Ray Stevenson at Chili's? What do you think he got? What do you think he get at Chili's? Tim Bradstreet
had a studio in El Cajon, but he was showing us like stuff from the movie at the time. And I remember when we first saw a photo of Ray Stevenson as the Punisher, I'm like, he looks just like fucking your art, dude. You know? And he was like, it's crazy. Like they nailed it. And so it was a couple years ago on Twitter. Lexi Alexander was really prolific on Twitter, and they were going over the look of the film, and I'm like, man, I love the look of this film. You know, reminds me of like Tim Bradstreet stuff. You know, like The Crow had that look, this film had that look, and then she blocked me for mentioning another movie. I was like, man, you can't even give this woman a compliment, you know? But yeah, his Punisher was great. Like he looked like that Tim Bradstreet and a little bit like John Romita Jr.'s Punisher, dude. He was super. For a silent guy, he was pretty good. The only downside of that movie is because they had a limited budget, they couldn't give him a motorcycle, so they just had him running a lot of times. Like he was like running down New York.
Well, I think life made up for itself, and he got a fucking orange lightsaber. So I think he came out on top. I mean for legacy stuff. No motorcycle, but a lightsaber.
Every kid's dream, right there, right? The whole lightsaber, right? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, obviously he wasn't a kid back then, but I did put it in the chat. He's born on May 25th, so he technically has a Star Wars birthday, the Star Wars birthday. So think about that. But so here's the article from Bespin Bulletin. After reports initially surfacing in Italy, multiple outlets are now confirming the tragic news that Ray Stevenson, the actor set to play Baylan Skoll in the upcoming Ahsoka series, has sadly passed away at age 58. There's sparse details regarding Stevenson's unexpected passing at this time, but the actor passed away Sunday night, just 4 days shy of his 59th birthday. According to reports, Stevenson had been hospitalized on the island of Ischia. Well, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Ischia. While filming Frank Chioda's Casino on Ischia. I don't know how to. What is this word? Why do I have to read stupid words on this show? Why the fuck do people have to come? Anyways, I'm having an allergy attack for the middle.
You got a Coke problem too.
Oh man, I wish. I mean, so this show would be great. I mean, I want some fucking scoops. Like, here's some fucking scoops, bro.
Quick side tangent. I heard Martin Short make a Steve Martin joke. It said he's so white that he snorted him in the 80s.
That's fair. The Irish-born actor has spent decades in the film industry, starring in high-profile features such as Punisher: Warzone, King Arthur, Thor: Ragnarok, The Other Guys, RRR, Divergent, and G.I. Joe: Retaliation.
Didn't see
along with successful television series including Dexter, Rome, Black Cells, and Vikings. And I would say Rome, I feel like is his. That's the one where that guy made a series like really special and really good. You know, I like his character in Rome a lot and his performance. Just a soldier, but sells it really well. And the actor is very familiar to Star Wars fans. It's previously voiced Gar Saxon in 2 Star Wars animated series, The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. Stevenson recently appeared at this year's Star Wars Celebration, which took place last month in London, England. Stevenson walked on stage during the Ahsoka panel to thunderous applause. But that's how democracy dies. Why is that good? From fans in attendance. After it was confirmed the actor was starring in the upcoming live-action series Ahsoka. Stevenson's antagonistic role as Baylan Skoll in the upcoming series has garnered much interest and celebration from fans following exciting scenes featuring the character shown in the Ahsoka teaser trailer. And then he says his thoughts are with Stevens at this time. And he says, "Rest in peace." And and then here he is with a scarf, looking like he's ready to go and do some cocaine and fucking party hard. So that's a pretty huge bummer. I mean, unexpected. And and then to the best of my knowledge, I never heard that his character died in the show. So there's something kind of there that they're gonna have to maybe figure out. I don't even know if they have time to figure it out. If they don't delay the show, like in the series, if they want to like do some inserts and make it like the character is killed during the last fight or something like that.
They could just get the Onion Knight from Game of Thrones, right? Make him eat some hamburgers, sort of a bearded dude with a vaguely English-like accent. I just realized the other day that the guy who played Dr. Smith was from the Bronx, and he wasn't English. He just hated his New York accent, so he made that
right.
And it got him work. So it can happen. Yeah, I'm bummed out. I don't know, man. Like, obviously, it's the last thing you want to think about, right? Like, how do we recast? When someone passes.
Sure.
The reality is that those conversations do have to be had. Like after a day or two. And I don't think like Lucasfilm's done a horribly bad job at casting. Like there have been a few big misses. But
why did these
really good stuff,
Star Wars actors have died? Why does Kathleen Kennedy keep putting us in this situation?
Only the 8th episode of Poker Face knows, which I just saw, by the way. The Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh yeah, wow. There's only 8, right? Is that? Oh no,
there's 10.
How many? There's 10. Okay. Yeah. The 8th one is what if Frank Marshall and Kathleen Kennedy were in like a murder situation and Phil Tippett was in the love triangle too. It's fucking hilarious. It's really good.
It's my favorite episode.
Yeah. If you're a Star Wars person, you definitely should watch that episode at least.
It's so good. And have Vulcans in the episode, if you can believe it. So anyhow, dude, all this is fucking horrible. My one of my best friends of 20 years died at 52. My father passed away at 59, all unexpectedly. In the last few years, like right before COVID, after COVID, like my mom died at 54. Right. So I always heard like a story growing up from like, because I grew up like my dad did security at Kaiser Permanente, so I'd hang out with doctors. They'd always tell me, if you can get through your 50s, kid, you're good. I'm like, oh shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think about that all the time, like.
Mike says cocaine's a hell of a drug. For the record, just to be clear, we're not insinuating he did cocaine and died. Though. Just to be clear, in case anybody gets the wrong idea, we in terms of how he died, the actual details about why or how are completely not known, and I would have to imagine that they'd have to do like a toxicology report. Most likely, I'm just assuming it was something to do with his heart. And then you come into did he party hard or something that night? Did he get fentanyl or something when he thought he was doing something else?
What are you, LAPD?
Yeah, I mean that's what's getting everybody. I mean the drummer for the Dead Kennedys and Coolio.
Everybody but the fentanyl dealers are dying from fentanyl.
Yeah,
the people who distribute, grow it, make it, hand it out, they don't die. But anyone else comes in touch, sure.
Oh yeah, no, people. That's obviously a stupid, silly myth. Yeah. Oh, he's Rob is referring to this fake Fox News story that cops walk into a room with fentanyl or pick up a dollar bill with fentanyl and then they die, and it's just this is a fucking.
But Jason, here's what's crazy about that fucking thing. Not to get tangented again, but like. That was a thing we grew up with. Remember in the like early 90s, it was like, if there's a dollar bill with like a mushroom on it, you'll get it and die. Like they would like put these like LSD lace stickers or like symbols onto dollar bills. Yeah. Like this is old. I hate to say it. As much as like I had fun in the 90s, all the shitty things we're dealing with now really, really grew in the 90s. It's coming back to haunt us. A lot of that nonsense.
Talking Star Wars says Star Wars Newsnet said illness. Yeah, Star Wars Newsnet wouldn't know. They're just secondhand reporting shit in the Game of Echo. So
it doesn't matter.
It's literally irrelevant.
It's family. People don't have a father. People don't have a husband.
Oh sure.
People don't have a brother. It's horrible.
Yeah. And we just like once again, I'm not gonna. People kind of sometimes get a crazy relationship with a celebrity. I'm not going to pretend like I know the guy, you know what I mean, or something like that. And like, oh my God, it's like, I mean, it's just unfortunate. Like from my perspective, it's just like, that's, yeah. I mean, his family, obviously, like, hopefully they were all good, interpersonally. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Right. Considering,
you ever lose a loved one you're on bad terms with? I have. Like it's like, well, I mean, nothing I do differently, but it does suck. You're like, yeah. Never get. I mean, it's actually the whole point of that episode from Poker Face, really.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I mean, the guy has a fucking great career. Great legacy. I mean, I would consider anybody in the arts an artist. I'm sure he considered himself an artist, and he has a legacy of his art. So, I mean, it's not to say it's a silver lining. That's not what I mean to say. But fuck, he has a body of work he leaves behind. That's most people don't get that, who are artists and who have that that creative impulse. So that's, I guess, nice, But.
I was hoping maybe to see him again, like if they were going to do a multiverse cameo, where he shows up as the Punisher or something in one of them Secret Wars movies or something. Like there's always that chance that he could show back up as the Dark Knight Returns version of the Punisher,
Right. Yeah.
Punisher with a beard. I don't think we've ever seen that, right? Like grizzled old bearded Punisher, man. Like that'd be dope.
No, that would be good. Yeah, it would have been good. Yeah, it's kind of weird for the show because we just spent like the last year like finding out who Ray Stevenson is and like bringing that out to the forefront. So that's where I find it like strange. It's like, how the fuck did this happen after like we haven't even seen him in the show yet, which is so unfortunate that he never got to. Hopefully the reaction is good to the show, but if the reaction is good to the show, it's unfortunate he never got to see the reaction to his performance in Star Wars or see it maybe even for that matter, because that's, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes with actors, you never know. But you would think he would be like, I'm in fucking Star Wars, bro. Like a part of him inside would be like the reaction. But also when you have some people who have done as much work as he has, it's kind of like, yeah, you know, it's just a movie, just a show. You never know. But yeah, but I mean, he's the guy has like a ton of intrigue around him for Star Wars, having like the orange lightsaber and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I think Clone Trooper figured it out. He was vaccinated. That sounds like, because we're all vaccinated and we're all dead, because this is hell. Yeah. This is hell. Yeah. So you all might be onto something. But yeah, so it's going to be it's going to be an interesting kind of, it's going to be it's going to be
an assholes, dude.
It's
you know, all this shit. Millions of people dead from a fucking virus, and these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like, I spent 2 years of my life in nuclear, biological, chemical in the United States Army. Like, yeah, I was trained for biological attacks, and this is very similar. And this anti-vax bullshit was in the fucking disinformation pile of fucking nonsense you were gonna have to wade through as a tactic, even as a Cold War tactic. It would be used by our adversaries. So like when you fall for it, you know, just a fucking idiot. So
yeah,
fuck off. Sorry.
I about a month ago was talking to somebody, and we were gonna go out. I'm not even kidding. Like right before we go out, she goes, "Oh, one last question." I'm like, "What's up?" She's all, "Are you vaccinated?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, that's a problem for me. I was like, all right, you fucking lunatic. I just blocked, you know, but it's like, what are you going to do? You know, I'm glad I didn't fucking dig her a Red Lobster. You know what I mean? But, cause she was Red Lobster material at best. You know, she wasn't.
Hey, man, Chris Rock worked at Red Lobster. Does a lot of people.
I worked at Olive Garden, owned by the same people.
I'm fucking around. I don't give a shit about Red Lobster, dude. No. It's a butter dispensary, as far as I'm concerned.
Fucking yeah. But anyways, yeah. So Bespin Bulletin, as I was going to use, because I noticed he hadn't done this other article, and I'm going to see if Bespin Bulletin has done his article yet. If he has done his article yet, then we will go to the next story. But otherwise, I'm going to show you guys this, because I want to show that I'm better than you. So I got my Indiana Jones ticket. I'm seeing it Thursday, June 29th at 3:00. So I don't know if you'll be able to make it on that day, Rob. And the dial.
It just ran out of spaces. I don't know why I find that funny, but I'm like, whatever.
And the dial.
I'm sure Guardians of the Galaxy gets cut off all the fucking time too.
Oh, come on. I mean, it's going to be Spinal Tap. This one goes to 11. That's what it's all about.
I got to tell you, man, when they wheel that tiny little Stonehenge down, to this day, I fall out of my chair laughing.
And when the little people dance around it and they're bigger than it, it's the funniest thing ever. That is one of the funniest things in the history of Hollywood, I would say.
I wish to God I could have been in the theater to see it, you know?
Yeah.
My uncles went. He told me, like, he did tell me that he couldn't remember the last part of the movie because he just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
There was no one in the fucking theater, by the way. Like, that was not a movie. I don't know what I don't think it did well theatrically, but.
No, well, I remember seeing it randomly on cable when I was about 4 or 5. And like for a while, I didn't get it was a joke because I was a little kid and it was so close to, you know, they were kind of a joke. The whole genre is kind of a joke.
Right.
And so it's like, it was, I always found that kind of funny, but I think it set me up to want to be a punk rocker really early on because I didn't take it seriously ever because of that movie.
Well, but my uncle went because he said Meathead was in the film. And he knew Meathead wasn't playing Meathead. He was playing some director, Debacha, or if I remember, Du Bois, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
So he knew it was a goof, but it wasn't completely spelled out, right? Like,
I mean, Cinema Verite was like not really a thing that people had. There was no Office yet and shit. So like when you saw it, people were like, at first they didn't know what to make of it. And then also it was making fun of things that people at the time, I mean, at the time, fucking people were going to see Rat and shit like that. Like they had no idea. They're like, yeah, that's cool. So you had to kind of, I think, have a level of sophistication in the 80s that 80s high school dirtweed didn't usually have most people in the rock genre possessing, probably. But anyways.
Yeah, but I love when they wheel that little Stonehenge out, man.
Yeah. No, that is my
makes
favorite.
Me so happy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. Yeah. Hey, Meg makes us so sad about Ray. Yeah, I mean it's really really unfortunate. Yeah, and like only thing I could think of is if they don't do a second season, if they go right to the film, maybe now the film has a time jump of like a year, and we sort of have like the Clone Wars stuff that happens in between it, or something. You know, I don't know. He's pretty
for
big.
Other actors to play the characters, though, man. Like this whole idea that it has to be the original actor, or you have to somehow come up with technical wizardry is just nonsense. So, you know. I don't agree with it. So yeah, you can recast. You know, then give him a shout out in the film right at the end in the credits, right, in memory of Ray Stevenson.
Well, when the series comes out, I'm sure they'll probably put that there.
Right.
And yeah, well, that's how I feel about it. If the character has a ton of trajectory left, if there was a lot that they were going to do and a lot planned, then go that way. I say, you know, do the recast. And if there wasn't, you know, the show hasn't come out yet, delay it and then film him losing the duel and remove him from the end with Thrawn, and we go forward from there. You know, I mean, that's
Jonathan Majors will be open.
Oh,
cast him with the wrong guy.
Is he? Yeah. Didn't he kind of clear himself?
Yeah.
Did he clear himself?
No,
he didn't clear himself.
No,
oh, okay, because
it's going to trial. He's going to court.
Well, I know it's going to like trial.
He has to be pre-charged, is what it is.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been cleared now.
Okay.
No, and they played like this phone conversation, and it as a guy who I did private security for my father, and we dealt with domestic violence protection a lot. It read like what a woman says when it did not sound good. Listen to it, you'll see what I mean.
Right. No, like I said, I've been loosely following it. I saw that she had injuries on her. She didn't have the injuries when she was with him. They go their own ways. She goes to a club without the injuries. Then they can prove that they weren't together, and then she has the injuries, which proves the injuries occurred while not with him. And so that is the story that they are like pushing. And TMZ did a big thing on it, and I looked at it and I was like, this looks like it absolves him, like right here. But once again, it's contingent upon that information actually being accurate.
I've seen a few episodes of Poker Face to know it's very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah.
To get out
Maybe we should get the Poker Face lady. You know, Ryan Johnson knows her. That's Disney. They could hook up. They could bring her, and they could solve this now.
Not gonna lie, she got me to go to the Hillcrest little theater in Hillcrest to go see Slums of Beverly Hills back in 2001 or 2 somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I was like, I gotta go to this. Like yeah. It's got this girl. It's got what's her
other
name?
girl?
My cousin Vinny. Yeah, Marissa Tomei, and it's got Alan Arkin.
Costanza's girlfriend.
Yes.
That's why I think that's why Bespin is okay with us calling him Costanza all the time, because I think he's going to channel that into like a Marissa Tomei like
he's gonna
hook
end
up
up with a Susan. No, he's gonna
he's going to end up with the Susan. He's going to kill her.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyways, I got my ticket. So after Thursday at 3:00. I will watch it, and then on the 29th, on June 29th,
this Thursday.
No, June 29th. And then I will come on the show and I will tell you what I think about it. And we were gonna spoil the fuck out of the movie today, based off of the stuff that we've heard and what we've collected.
Yeah, we got stuff.
Yeah, we were gonna go into that today, and then but then, you know, old Stevenson passed, so that kind of became the like central story. So I think we'll do that tomorrow. I think we'll do an Indiana Jones. You know, I mean, I mean, he's not going, so I don't think it matters. But you know, it's just kind of like it's going to take a long time though to do it. But As It True says, no dial tickets outside of US. Yeah, the whole thing was handled very strange. Like around 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, all my Android devices, like for streaming and stuff, all changed to Indiana Jones. It was like, buy your tickets, bitch, buy your tickets. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh shit, it's time. I'm like, maybe they put it up like early, you know? It's like, go on there. Nah, I'm like waking up in the middle of the night. I'm like, Indiana Jones, you got the tickets? And no. And then finally at like 7 o'clock my time, they're like, yeah. I'm like, you know, if you're gonna do something like that, you gotta kind of say what time they're gonna go on sale. You fucking jackasses. You know, everything at Lucasfilm is always promoted to, like, in the stupidest way. I don't know I think it's just because they're such a big company now with Disney and all of the pipeline, but the pipeline itself is a pipeline of fucking stupid. You know, premiering it at cons, fucking stupid. Announcing the day the tickets will go on sale, but not the time, fucking stupid. And like, you know, if you were on the East,
they got a real problem with PR, and I'm not the only one to say it. You know, like
I say it every day.
Like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, like Roxy Stryer brought it up on Harloff's show when she was just commenting on like Kathy's inability. Like it was something she did where she was like not clear on something, and it was like, that's a PR issue. Like you need your handler needs to coach you better. And I just think like PR seems to be a problem across the board with this company. Like, you should know that whatever it is, man. Look, if you debuted Spider-Verse at the Cannes Film Festival, it ain't gonna get the greatest reception, you know? Like,
yeah,
it's just not. You know, forget Spider-Man. Let's say you like Bumblebee, right? The movie Bumblebee. It ain't gonna get a good reception at the Cannes Film Festival. Like, it's just not the place for that. Like, and I think like this is one of those things where I feel. Let me finish real quick. This is one of those things where I've said before how they still take themselves seriously, like they're old Hollywood, you know. But old Hollywood doesn't see that shit that way, you know.
Right.
So
I think I know the busted ass logic. Okay. Here's the busted ass logic. They went in arrogantly thinking this is easy for us because we're fucking us, right? We're not cuckoo George Lucas at the end of his career who fucking doesn't know up from down. We're fucking Lucasfilm
produced
guys.
ET, bitch.
Yeah, right. And so they go in and they look at that. They premiered Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at cons. Well, this is going to be better than Crystal Skull. Therefore, it's a triumphant win. But no, it's not actually. It actually people don't remember that. People only see it.
No,
oh, hey, George.
I can verify, Jason. I told them to show it at Con, and I meant Comic-Con, and they went to the other one, and you know, he doesn't really listen to me when I call anymore, and I mean, I was eating, so I was like, put that shit at Con.
Yeah.
I meant Comic-Con, but you know, it happens.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. My bad, dog.
Well, you got your revenge, George. You got your revenge.
So because he was eating Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah.
It is weird how like this is something it should have been at a Comic-Con, and they did go to a con.
Yeah.
Cons. Two different items.
No, two different things. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, I think the movie will. I read, you know, the whole thing. Heard it now from a couple of sources, and not like sources, like sources on the internet, and I think it sounds like a really good Indiana Jones movie. But it's not a movie that's going to win people over that are all about Mission Impossible. It's not going to win people over that are all about but that are all about fucking Fast X. It's like the opposite of those kinds of things. And like, you know, it sounds to me like the movie actually has a lot of heart to it in what like sets it up. But the thing about it is I don't know if the way it plays into the characters interpersonally, if Helena being the goddaughter, I don't know if that works for most people. Like the goddaughter thing is a fucking, yeah, two people were best friends and respected each other, and now that's the godfather, and then you never see the fucking person. Like, it's not a thing. I mean, usually it's not like a thing that I think most people are like, oh my, I must talk to my godfather on Christmas. I don't think that's a thing. So, I'm curious to how this is going to play, how it's going to work. And, excuse me. And
yeah, it'd be one thing if it was like his replacement at the college is like a new,
if she was like, if she was like the adjunct who was getting tenure.
Yeah. And she also is like a bit of a globetrotter, like they found another one. Look, we found one. She's like you. And he's like, she's not like me, kid. Blah, 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 blah,
But like Crawling Chaos says, I read the entire plot of Dial yesterday. Sounds good to me. Now I regret spoiling myself. And I gotta say, most likely you're going to enjoy the film better. You're going to enjoy the film more because you know what to expect. You know what it is. And you know that, like, so the only way it could be better or it could be worse is if you put more levity than the film does. And something tells me, just based off of the things, that won't be the case. So, and we're not talking about spoilers. We're not. I mean, we're not doing that now. There's no spoiler warning to be had because it's like everything that we're saying is in the marketing at the moment. So, but yeah, but I honestly do think it's most likely going to be a good Indiana Jones movie. I mean, unless it's really like, really just like falls apart. There's one thing in the spoilers that all of the spoilers don't say comes to fruition. Like, there's this reason that the story is kicked off, and it never says that it resolves it. And they haven't said it doesn't, though. But if they don't resolve the reason that Indy goes on the adventure from the start, that's a big fucking problem. And the movie will be broken to me. So, but I just think it's the fucking people saw the movie. They got like 3 hours of a bunch of fast-paced Indiana Jones shit, and then they're just like trying to explain it, and it's difficult. So that's where I think we're at. I've asked for some clarification from people. I haven't got it yet. So, all right. So Bespin Bulletin. This is another article that old Brian Bestino from Married with Children. That was his name, right? Brian Bestino.
David Faustino.
Brian. Oh, so this isn't him then. This is a different guy.
No. Yeah, he's like the GoBots of Faustinos.
All right. So Ubisoft's Star Wars video game could be released by early 2024. That's good news for us all, especially if you're having an allergy attack like me. You could leave Bespin a message by giving him a coffee, and you could write, "Eat shit, you son of a bitch. Try harder." Or you could consider spell check. Ever heard of it?
Spell that for me. EAT.
Yeah. Or you could write, "Hey, here's $1 towards your Grammarly subscription, you son of a bitch." That's one you could write. All right. So today it's been reported by Kotaku that Ubisoft, the publisher behind the successful game series such as Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, and more, are looking to release their currently untitled open-world Star Wars game in early 2024. Kotaku are reporting that after announcing its largest operating loss in Ubisoft's history just last week, the studio are hoping to release a healthy slate of video games within the next 18 months. Oh, gotta get some of that money back.
Just in time to make one from scratch?
Yeah, I know. Well, I think that one's been in production for quite a while, Rob. I don't think it's like...
I know, but it's just when they're like, yeah, 18 months from now, we're going to be all right. I'm like, you're just putting those games into fast track now, ain't you? Like, I guess those NFT fucking Ghost Squadron fucking nonsense didn't work out for him, right?
Oh, is that what was that them? The outlet reveals
trying to
that
Web 3 games, you know.
You just have to understand that it's the future, and if you're not there, you're going to be left behind. The outlet reveals that That's fine.
I'm abandoned. I'm cool with being left behind. You can leave me at a 7-Eleven when I'm 5. It's cool. Just go.
Yeah, there's certain tenets of conservative philosophy that I am okay with, and being left behind is one of them. The outlet reveals that one of the projects is a new entry in one of the studio's bread and butter franchises, Assassin's Creed Mirage.
AC,
in addition,
Jason, it's AC.
Oh, AC Slater Mirage. AC Slater live at the Mirage. In addition to Mirage, Ubisoft are looking to release Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Sounds fucking stupid to me, right, Rob?
Hard to shit on that one. No.
That one sounds fucking dumb. It sounds so stupid. It sounds so stupid. That one's gonna suck.
It's how you get your Star Wars game. It's how you get your Star Wars game.
You know what? I don't.
You're welcome.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Enjoy being the enjoy being the prototype. Enjoy being the prototype for it. No.
Okay. Tell that to your. That's Jason. You're the prototype to your kid.
Shit. When you put it that way. I consider my kids knockoffs. Because I knocked one off in their mom. Yeah. Twice. All right, Avatar.
Bad form, Peter. Bad form.
Oh, come on. When they're older, they're gonna get that all the time. I'm gonna be like, yeah, like your mom. Anyways, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, a video game based on James Cameron's Juggernaut franchise within the next 12 months, which is being developed by Massive Entertainment.
Did you play the first Avatar game, Jason?
Nah. Was it good?
Yeah, so they had the guys at the time, the Crytek dudes, the Crisis guys, Crytek. The Crisis guys made that one. And it's a generic shooter, but and by today's standards, pretty fucking good, considering it worked. And it looked pretty good, but it's one of those things, man. Like with licensed games, you can just never tell. Are they going to tell you a story, or you just playing scenes from the movie? And with this game, I couldn't tell you by the trailer what the hell it is. Even I'm like, it's pretty, but I don't know. Like, if you've played Ubisoft games, like I tried to play like their crew game because I love racing games, and it's so their UI. There's so much fucking like statistical data and maps and clicks and buttons and shit. You're just like, when are you gonna get to fucking play? I'm just trying to figure that one out. So I don't know.
The Assassin's Creed games, I've had them for free before because like they were given to me like with an Xbox, or they were like Xbox Gold member. Here's a fucking free game or whatever. And I tried to play a few of them before, and I just don't really connect with them. All the time. I'm just and as a true, thank you for sending me that article, by the way, earlier today.
Yeah. Gameplay wise, they were better when the games were smaller because the parkour thing was legitimately fun. You can like fall and grab onto things and leap off. But when they made the games bigger, you had to like you could glide around and shit, and it's like, this is not the game anymore. Like, whatever. Imagine making Spider-Man like where you had to like fly like the side. If you're not in New York, you have the whole world, and then you're like, what am I supposed to do? Swing across Kansas? So you got to fly. So then like it's no longer Spider-Man after a while.
Well, on some corn. Tornadoes. Whoa. Into the Spider-Verse.
The Mario Rabbids games are fun though. They're fun.
Oh, is that them?
Like
okay. Yeah. So as it true says, the stuff they've said makes it sound like it might be multiple eras for Star Wars fans, old and new. So, yeah. All right. So, James Cameron's Juggernaut franchise. Okay. Kotaku mentioned that a secret large game will also be released within the next 12 months, with Kotaku source believing that the mystery game is the open world Star Wars game, which was announced in 2021 and was being developed by aforementioned Massive Entertainment. The Star Wars game being developed by Massive is internally known as Project Helix, and little is known about the video game outside of being an open world title from the developers behind Tom Clancy's The Division franchise. But that Helix would be a significant departure and totally different to what Massive has produced in the past. Kotaku's sources informed them that Helix will feature interplanetary space travel. but that the game has not been progressing very well. But Ubisoft are still hoping the game could be a mega hit for the publisher. So it sounds to me like when I take what Azure said and what that's saying, it's going to have worlds from the old Star Wars and the new Star Wars stuff from, you know what I mean? So you'll be able to go to those environments and stuff. And since it's open world, when it takes place is probably, I would imagine you would want it to take place. Well, I would probably want it to take place in the sequel trilogy era, because then you could do everything. Some worlds would have just Clone Wars stuff still left, like how in that Jedi Survivor game we just got. Some of the worlds are just
shit.
Battle droids and shit. What's that?
June 20th, Avatar 3D Blu-ray will be released.
Yeah?
So I will be owning that.
June 20th?
You betcha.
All right. Are they going to sell DVD players to play it in anymore?
Yeah, you can get them. You can get them pretty easily if you just go through Amazon UK. You can get a multi-region Blu-ray, Blu-ray player, which is what I have because most of the best 3D Blu-rays are overseas.
Right.
So you need a multi-region to play them. But yeah.
Yeah, it pissed me off that they took off the functionality from the Xbox. It's like, come on, what the fuck?
Oh, it's bullshit.
Yeah, Ubisoft are due to reveal more details about the upcoming release schedule at its summer showcase on June 12th. There's also a PlayStation showcase taking place this Wednesday, and perhaps there's an outside chance the game being developed by Massive Entertainment could be revealed at the event. And on a side note, we don't know if it was real or not, but there was like some leaks that were basically saying that Disney was doing like a, multiverses, like the WB game. And in that, it had like a lot of like Donald Duck and stuff, like some of the pictures that came out. But there's like lines, and the lines infer Star Wars characters in the fighting game and like Stewie Griffin and stuff like that. So there might be like a Disney multiverses coming out, and that stuff leaked if it was real. And if it was real, there's a chance that it will be at this event too, because why did it leak then? It's kind of where like our heads are at if it's real, but we don't know if it is. So, but there could be like a little Star Wars fighting game coming out on that front. So, which is cool. So
game stuff is harder to leak because it's easy to track. Those are tangible assets. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, and this game scripts are so big and non-linear.
Yeah.
It's like if you leak that too, it's coming from like one of three sources,
Yeah, but it's when things are going to show up at like a convention and that there's like multiple parties involved. That stuff leaves that little safe haven and sometimes leaks. So
I was surprised there wasn't a new announcement at the games award show.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that one guy went for 40 hours, so that's probably, they were like, "Oh, we can't do it now." Remember that? That was funny.
His girlfriend, he could do it, and she was like, "You can't for 40 hours," and he's like, "You watch me," and then he went up there and wouldn't shut up.
If you send, you could send $1 to Bestman with abuse. Alternatively, if you give him $100, he will show you his butthole. And on that butthole is the ending of the Skeleton Crew show. So if you want to know what happens at the end of Skeleton Crew,
it's a QR code tattooed to his Ko-Fi. Like
it says, yeah, and then around the QR code it says Jude Law dies. So, yeah. All right. What was
spoilers?
Wait, okay. No, I didn't diss the Fast and the Furious. What? God.
Did you use diss? Did you say diss?
He said you dissed the family. There's a new posters for Indiana Jones and IMAX. They look pretty cool. Here, I'm gonna put them up, but I'm a little annoyed because I didn't know that was going to be a thing. So I'll probably go see it on IMAX like the second time.
Or it'll have to be like real IMAX or fake IMAX.
Oh no, I'll do real IMAX. I want to do the fake IMAX. Come on. All right. So here we go. There it is. Thank you, Bestman, for sending that, by the way. So yeah, there it is right there. Experience it in IMAX. So there's that one. And then I like this one. So that's the Dolby poster. And then we got, just your like generic outline that we always get. But I guess,
I feel
it's
like
to be
when they're
expected.
invoking Drew Struzan, like they miss things that Struzan would actually do. Like they just Photoshop elements, but like that whole bottom half would have been a map that and the lines would have gone across the whole background. And there would have been a compass or the Dial of Destiny built as the compass to the map. Like,
yeah,
I really wish these cats would understand the thought process that goes behind an artist's work and not just the end result. Like that generic white stroke around everything, like Photoshop stroke. That's not good. You got to hand do that. That is not good, man.
So as a procurer of rare behind the scenes antiquities, I can tell you that and as you know, but they might not, this was probably one of 75 that were put together in a fucking afternoon. I've had them.
Struzan complains about in his book about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when he worked on it. So like,
no, it's
like it's my Bible. I read it once a fucking year. Like,
no,
it starts with Indy and it ends with Indy, basically. So.
Yeah, I mean, he fucking retired. So it just is what it is on that front. So he's out, so we can't get him, but it's time to start finding the other him, the next him, and start. You
need the person approving things to be the George Lucas who would approve his stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And the last one George approved of was the Phantom Menace, and then after that, their art department took over, and you can see the degree of results from then on out, like Attack of the Clones wasn't as bad, but the Revenge of the Sith debacle to this day, dude, angers me to no end.
Yeah. No, I mean it I think it takes the prestige of the movies down just a little bit. You take those Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 posters away, and then it's just like when you see the movie, you don't feel the pull to it. You watch it less. Then it fades. It becomes Twins. If Drew Struzan had done Twins would be way bigger right now.
Twins. Yeah, I know.
But me and Bespin, we talked about Twins too for about an hour yesterday. We're like, because Arnold's mad at Jason Reitman because Ivan Reitman died. Jason Reitman's like, well, we're not doing Twins 2. That's what Arnold says. And so Arnold's like, we had all the money.
Will he do Mother too?
Junior. He's gonna do Junior too.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. That's what exactly what I said, because he said he's doing another movie with developing another movie with Danny DeVito, and I was like, I bet you it's fucking Junior too, Junior with him or something. But anyways,
Junior again.
But we're trying to figure out why would Jason Reitman give a fuck if they make Twins 2 or not? Either way, I wonder why. I wonder what was his dog in the fight, was it that his dad died and his dad was supposed to direct it, therefore nobody else should direct it because it was his dad's, or should he have, or would he have wanted to do it because his dad wanted it done, so he would have got it? There's all these different,
His dad made Ghostbusters too, so he's not,
Ghostbusters 2 is fucking good, bro. It is. Vigo the fucking Carpathian. It's good. The Ghost Train, Cheech and Chong, better late than never. Come on, it's great. I love it. I love that movie. Come on.
I know.
He-Man.
We're all allowed our Batman Forever. Right?
That's not a Batman Forever.
We're all allowed one or two questionable films in our
that Ghostbusters 2 is not a Batman Forever. Fucking On Our Own, Bobby Brown. It brought you fucking Bobby Brown's On Our Own.
It's got Donald Trump in the music video.
No. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. You call the Ghostbusters and they're in control. In control. It's good.
Yeah. And I just think back to those Bobby Brown skits they did on Mad TV.
You're making it sound like On Our Own is the same quality of Kiss by a Rose. Fuck Seal.
Rose is better.
And what the fuck happened to us? What the fuck happened to your face, bro? You know what I mean?
Don't
Bobby
do
Brown.
that, dude.
I don't even know. I don't care.
Don't do that.
Fuck you, Sil. You Heidi Klum fucker. Yeah.
What?
He fucked Heidi Klum. He's married to her. Fuck him.
Yeah, he was married and they had consensual sex. Shame on him. Okay, Jason.
Yeah. No one's allowed to do better than me. Don't you know that by now?
That explains where all that super chat money went.
Yeah. I was like, come on, Heidi Klum. I just want to be better.
Fortnite skins.
I know I'm all Heidi Klum. How much? I just want to be better than Seal. Come on, just tell me I'm better than Seal. No, but that song does suck. And On Our Own is.
I would love to see him sing one of your songs acoustically, like at Celebration.
I could AI it for you today if you want.
Andor, right? Talking about Andor.
Yeah.
Because I listen, I got all them Seal like acoustic bits I put on. Dude could fucking sing, man, and I'm just like, you can sing like that. You can get anybody, right? You can get anybody. You can get the Pope if you wanted to.
Where I first learned about him was the Freddie Mercury tribute show, because he did Who Wants to Live Forever, and I was like, who the fuck is Seal? That was like, I think the first time I ever saw him as a kid. And then last night I went on an AI fucking odyssey of listening to like AI stuff, and almost all of it was like utter shit. Right? Like almost all of it is completely fucking crap.
Music executives are like, now you know what my job is like, Jason. Most of all of this shit is utter shit.
Yeah.
Basically the auditions it's like the opening to American Idol, where you just see all these people who can think they fucking can sing, right? And
but there's a version of Kurt Cobain doing Here Comes Your Man by the Pixies with the Pixies record. Actually fucking good. And then somebody did an AI cover of I'm Only Sleeping. Not bad. It's not bad. It was like, that's very close. Not perfect, but it's close. But at the same time, like 99% of all of those AI covers are completely fucking crap. Total shit.
No, but they'll learn to get better. Sure. You think you're getting too much content now that is of low quality? Wait till a bunch of people are just trying to NFT every fucking song by AI making millions of fucking things a day.
Well,
you think that's going to make it better?
That's what's happening on YouTube right now. Like there's a couple of people who've actually done a few good songs, like one of Kurt Cobain doing some like Radiohead songs, and it's kind of close because the Radiohead song was kind of trying to do a Kurt Cobain. And so when you like listen to that one, like it works, but like those people are just uploading over and over. Like they upload the same shit over and over again until it catches. They'll upload like it 400 times, and then one will catch the algorithm and it will like blow up, and then I guess to delete the other ones, hoping not to get caught. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
It's what happens when you design your entire platform to be based around quality, quantity, not quantity, right?
Do you remember what I sent you from Spotify? That Spotify scam? People are making AI songs, and then they have computers that simply continue to access those songs so they could take the money from Spotify.
Yeah. Well,
it's not cool. But
maybe the unintended consequences of all this will benefit us, and that they'll actually have to cultivate sites that pay attention to what's being put on it, you know?
Yeah. Realistically, they're just going to leave it as it is and then give me less money when I sell or people listen to my stuff on Spotify. That's really what'll happen.
But if they lose ads, because look, I worked in the magazine industry. I know how fucking advertisers fucking think, dude. And the minute it's found out that your whole system is like a numbers generating game, that you don't actually have the people that, you know, it's a fake numbers, then they bail.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You know. No, it's true. Crawley Chaos says, looking forward to the indie game as well. Machine Games made all the recent Wolfenstein games perfect for an indie game if they put some whipping and puzzles. So
I'm not gonna lie, man. I just wanted an indie game like back in the day that was like, I would have been fine with like a Wolfenstein Doomish looking indie game, you know, where you could take the whip and like maybe it work like the hook shot or something, where you can sling you around or something. Like, I think the high tech indie stuff. I mean, I remember when they were showing off that LucasArts game that got canceled, the one with Short Round in San Francisco, you know.
Hmm.
And it was like a lot of work was being put into the physics and the physics generation and procedural physics driven gameplay. And I mean, nowadays, I imagine it'll probably just be like Tomb Raider with the whip, right? Like maybe, I mean, the Uncharted 4 was great with the grappling hook. That was the closest I played a third person at. I know a lot of people love the Spider-Man games. They're visually brilliant. The gameplay, I don't know, like sometimes it's just, I don't know, it doesn't have like the responsiveness that I would want. Like it feels like once you get swooping, the aerodynamics, and I'm like, all right, but I don't really care about that.
You don't want to know who does it best because it's Fortnite. They do Spider-Man the best. I'm not even kidding. It's fucking great. The
Probably moves
Spider-Man
faster, right?
it
Like
just it's
more
fluid. Yeah, it's fast, it's fluid, it's like dynamic. You have time to like because of the but you're not so fast that you don't have time, like you're just being slingshotted though. So you have time to like actually like grab onto things, and yeah, it's really good. Like they did a good job with the web slingers.
The Spider-Man games, they almost play themselves. Once you start hitting a button, it just fucking goes
Oh.
off. You're like, I don't really feel like I'm controlling this at all. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
but
Like,
I would say
mean, they're visually stunning games. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
deny that, you know.
Jedi Survivor, by the way, you know, you're able to use the pistol and the lightsaber. I could see that them doing an Indiana Jones game in that Survivor fucking like style of game with Indiana Jones and it being fantastic because of the dynamics of how you run through and stuff like that. It's a little superhero-y, but with Indiana Jones with the whip and everything, it would be fun because they really got that lightsaber stuff working.
I mean, the only whip mechanics that ever came close to being fun or not realistic, and that was like in the original God of War games, right? When you had those like, chains that you can like, but Indy never used the whip like Spider-Man's swinging, you know? When it was like, let me look, go out the door, kind of gauge, get it, check, and then, you know, it was never like throwing it out, swinging it, you know, like the way
but in a game though, it would be fun. People wouldn't really. I don't think people would get like, oh, this isn't like how you use it in the movie.
Fun. It depends on the execution, is what I'm trying to say. I think like you need a little bit more of that. You don't have as much. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, not as much control. You want to feel the distances. Like when you're swinging over something, you want to feel danger. With Indiana Jones, you don't feel danger with Spider-Man. Like you're good. You can fall 600,000 feet. You know,
right?
With Indy, you want to feel the sense of like this is dangerous. You know,
in
so it's
like
a different.
Like Jedi Survivor, the opponents are either ranged or melee, and like so, like the melee stuff with Indiana Jones should be, I would imagine, with the whip, a gun, your fist, it should sort of be like transferable. And there was even a time when Ragtag, that canceled Star Wars game, we have a big video on it if you guys want to know everything about it. I got it on the channel, and that one right there, the guy had like a light whip and a gun, and it's like they were kind of making him like a sort of an Indiana Jones style mechanic for fighting, and that's one of the things I would have loved in one of these Star Wars games too.
Well, I love Uncharted 4, so like I've beaten it twice.
Yeah,
I beat it recently on the PS5 60 frames per second upgrade thing they did. It's really
yeah.
good. So.
Or they keep canceling the games because of Amy Hennig's farts, though. So,
well, they got rid of her before the fourth game wasn't made with Amy Hennig.
No, I'm just joking. But she's back doing a Star Wars game, and we haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's that Skydance. It's a little something weird about Skydance and their VR games division. A little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel. A lot of my music is on Spotify as for my like just music I make as for Tracula, FOUR, and then TRACU, like Dracula. And then the some of the stuff from the show is on there under fandom, DUMB for fandom.
Right.
So yeah. And what else? What does Atchester say? The Skydance was only announced last year, and she's busy on that Marvel game. Oh, okay. So, who knows? I can't keep up with the video game shit because I don't believe any of it's ever going to come out. When it does, I'm happy. But
I have a friend that worked at Skydance. That's all I can say. And
Yeah.
maybe things have changed.
Maybe
We'll
did they dance a lot? Did they have afternoon dance parties?
Limbo.
All right. Well,
And the electric slide.
I think we hold on. Was there one more thing to show? Oh, see what? Just there's something else. There's another one. Another. Yeah. So I did answer those in the chat asking about the indie game. I said it should be shown this summer. All right. And then there's another indie poster. I'm going to show it because we've gone this far, but
sure, why not?
It's my least favorite. Minutes. It's my least favorite one. But what the fuck not?
Just black and says indie.
No, it kind of looks like he's fishing. If you want my opinion, like he's like, oh, you know, I've had a good adventure, and now I'm retired and I'm fly fishing. It's kind of what it looks like to me. But
this is like,
hacha, you know.
Oh man, dude.
He's like, Marion, I can only come if I whip you. And she's like, I'm not into it. He's all, what if I just do it a little bit like this? Hacha. So, yeah. So there's that one.
They're very proud of their texture they bought. You know, they're very proud of it. They got a nice look at the face. I just
look at the whip coming right here, like right at your face, a little feather right here.
Yeah, they added motion blur, basic motion blur in Photoshop.
Oh, this is the 40X one, so that's fucking hilarious. 40X is the one where you like your fucking seats shake, and you know if he farts in his apartment, they fucking whiff, they blow in some fart dust. You know,
people complain about 3D, but then spend money on 40X. I just, you know,
yeah. I saw The Last Jedi and Solo in there. Both times, I felt like I was on a ride and I wanted to get off and watch a movie now, and the ride wouldn't stop, kind of thing. You know, like Suck loves 40X. But what was I talked about it before, but like the best part of The Last Jedi though is when Chewbacca's barbecuing the porg, like they fucking have some sweet hickory fucking barbecue sauce smell coming in the theater. It was kind of funny.
I don't want it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I sat through on a 40X on Cabin in the Woods, and I just turned it off, got up. It was an empty theater, walked over to a seat that was more comfortable, that wasn't 40X, and enjoyed the rest of the movie. Like,
yeah.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like when you go to, so you have Disneyland, you have those cool 3D rides, right, where they incorporate 3D into like a ride, like Star Tours remake or Toy Story or these days Galaxy's Edge, right? But then you get to Knott's Berry Farm and they have their version of a 3D dinosaur ride. It's some cheap ass shit they got from China. Like installed. They bought it off Alibaba and installed it, and now we got a theme park ride. That's what it feels like to me.
They got rid of Kingdom of the Dinosaurs because that was just the ride to get finger blasted on. That was the whole point of the ride. That was the 40X for Fast X looks insane. All right. So that right there. Today I was talking to my ex and I was like, I think I'm gonna show the Fast and the Furious movies to Penny because I think she'll like that shit. And Penny loves movies and she likes like stupid shit. She thinks it's funny, and so I think she's gonna like it. So maybe I'll take her to see the 40X Fast X because if I do go see that, if I do go see, but if I do see Fast X in the theater in 40X, that's just the right level. That's like stupid to the max. That's stupid on every level. So I think if I'm gonna go stupid, I'm gonna dare to be stupid, and that's how I'm gonna do it if I do it, for sure. But anyways, yeah. But we did it. We did the show.
They should re-release films that are inappropriate for 40X and give them a conversion anyway, like Schindler's List or
No. No.
Yeah,
I make fun of
the
Steel
color
with the
purple.
stupid face
What?
for a minute, and you're like that Kissed by a Rose, fucking idiot.
Because that's how inappropriate it is to have a fucking theater throwing shit at you and spinning you around during a fucking movie. But you cats, man. Like,
But imagine Ghostbusters
you know
2 and 40X.
Just people who can't be left alone with their own thoughts. They gotta
When the fucking Statue of Liberty's walking with a Ness advantage. Can you imagine that, Rob? A Ness advantage controlling the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. Yeah. Before they had the military to go help them take out Gozer, but now they got an NES advantage.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna feel stupid when they do a fucking Fathom Events screening of Roots in 40X, and it's great. You're gonna look fucking stupid.
You know what? If I can sit next to LeVar Burton, then yeah, you know what I mean? I'll let him, you know, like prove me wrong, Lamar or LeVar.
LeVar, yeah.
Mr. Burton, prove me wrong.
He's just like sitting there. He's like, "It's in a bucket, it's a raining rainbow." Like you can't stop singing it either, can you, LeVar? But
what's the worst? Before we go, what's the worst film you've ever seen in the movie theater on your own? Like you just went to go see it, thinking it would be entertaining. Like, can you off the top of your head think? Because I already know what mine is. Like, I'll start. Give you time to think.
All right, go ahead.
The worst movie I've ever gone to the theater to see, where I'm like, look, this is gonna be whatever, but it's got Sam Jackson in it. It's got Scarlett Johansson in it. It can't be bad. Was The Spirit. It's fucking the worst film I've ever had to sit through in my entire life. Didn't help the theater was minus 30 degrees and smelled like feet too. Like it only helped with the whole ambiance. Like it was the worst film I've ever seen in theaters.
Maybe because of the Fast X conversation, but I think Chronicles of Riddick might be up there. And I was drunk. I was drinking.
Pitch Black was good though.
It was Pitch Black. It was Pitch Black. That was the one that I saw. It's not good. It was terrible.
Well, it's like in a trauma way, you know what I mean? Like it's a trauma kind of film.
Yeah, but that's yeah. Like I wish it was a trauma film. I love the trauma films, but yeah, but that's a really hard one because I've seen a lot of dumb fucking movies. I saw Police Academy 5 in the theater, so does that count? I don't know. Yeah, I saw Back to the Beach in the drive-in. And
Miami Beach. Back to the Beach, yes, was great. But Miami, Police Academy 5, Miami Beach. Was this just called Miami Beach? Was it
like Operation Miami Beach or some shit like that?
Operation Miami Beach.
Does that sound right?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I saw that shit. Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise. Saw that one.
Oh, the one with Leah Thompson.
Son of a bitch. They're not even close. They're not even close. Then you shouldn't say offensive things like that on the show. All right, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Indiana Jones 5 spoilers tomorrow. I think that's the plan. If no big news breaks, like Ray Stevenson's actually alive or something, then we'll be covering that. But that'd be great. Woo! But otherwise, we'll be talking about Indiana Jones. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye, Rob. Bye, everybody. Bye. It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go. It's not about spaceships.